It's an all-new season of The Hollywood Hunter. Freddie Harteis has brought his friends Darren Newsom and Doc Russell to the famous Harteis Ranch for a good old mule deer hunt. Come join the adventure. The Hollywood Hunter starts right now. Presented by Arms Corps and Ammo & More.
I'm Freddie, the Hollywood Hunter. I can't believe it, we're in season 8. So if you haven't seen it yet, get out from the cave and start watching the show. Let's do this. Every year I get more excited at the Harteis Ranch because we are constantly improving upon all the things that we can do to give clients an experience of a lifetime. So I'm excited because the ranch is improving and we're constantly growing. If we're not constantly improving and growing, then really what's the point of doing it? We have clients coming tomorrow and the weather's starting to cool down. We got a pile of rain, the ponds are filling up, all the buck forage oats are growing, and the animals are here. We put over 5,000 pounds of buck forage oats into the ground and we've been getting rain consistently. The feed is as good as I've ever seen it. The toughest year we ever hunted was last year, and I really believe this will be our best year yet. We got the new ambush blinds that are in some of the most strategic spots. We're already seeing big bull elk constantly. Scent control is really the biggest factor when it comes to hunting. We really pride ourselves with the scent crusher units. From the scent crusher closets to the Ozone Go in the car to the duffels. I'll put all my gear into the scent crusher closet, zipper it up, I'll turn it on for 30 minutes and let it go. Mule deer and elk, they're incredible animals and you got to use everything to your advantage. And Fred and Nancy, as our chefs, the guys and gals are talking as much about the food as they are about the hunt. The first week of hunting, we have my dear friend Darren Newsom.
Darren Newsom, president of Arms Corps Ammunition, and I'm here to do a mule deer hunt. Freddie, I actually watched the show, picked up the phone and called Freddie and hit it off with him ever since. I think we were friends actually over the phone before I even got here.
My buddy. I can't believe we're doing this again.
This will be my 3rd mule deer hunt with Freddie.
This is our 3rd year hunting mule deer, eh?
Yep.
You've done very well. You've killed 2 giants. What are you after now, Darren?
Something bigger, Freddie.
Something bigger.
We're kind of like brothers now.
Incredible friend and leader within the industry. And we got Dr. David Russell, who is my dentist, which makes my pearly whites shine.
My name is Dr. David Russell, and I'm a dentist from Millersburg, Pennsylvania, and this is my 3rd time at the Harteis Ranch. It's just been fantastic.
So Dr. Russell has been my dentist for several years, and it seems like anytime he gets what I'm saying, he goes, mm-hmm.
Hey, you can use this.
Hey, what are we doing here? You make me look good whenever you can, but this is not the right time.
You only have to floss the ones you want to keep. Remember that.
Oh my golly.
Well, I first found out about the Harteis Ranch through one of our local taxidermists, and he highly recommended them.
I want to make sure that I make them both proud. They're both hunting giant mule deer. Darren's after the biggest animal on the ranch, the biggest mule deer we can find, and Doc is after 180-inch mule deer. We're going to do our best, and I believe we're going to connect.
We're gonna get him.
He's after 180-inch deer, and we're going to get it done. I'm going to put you with Perry because Perry with Doc is gonna be a great combo. We're gonna see what we can't spot. We're gonna spread out and cover some ground.
Yes.
So between the two, we're gonna have a heck of a week, and I'm excited to get this show on the road. We have 9 food plots out. We put 5,000 pounds of oats in from Buck Forage. They should be in there. If they're not there, they're gonna be somewhere close. So we're gonna just buggy around. We're gonna have Doc and Perry go one way, you and I go another, and we're gonna just spend the next few days scoping out and trying to find the biggest deer on the ranch. You ready to do it, buddy?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Awesome.
Arms Core Ammo. Right on target, right on the price. Big R has what you need to enjoy the great outdoors. BigROnline.com. Excalibur Crossbows, the most accurate hunting crossbow. ExcaliburCrossbow.com. Ripcord Arrow Rest, Bowhunter's #1 selling fall-away rest. Scent Crusher. Scent off, game on. Hollywood Hunter is also brought to you by these fine sponsors. Presented by Conquest Scents and Raptor Razor. The Hollywood Hunter is kicking it into high gear for the biggest mule deer on the ranch. Darren Newsom has his sights held high, but will he beat his previous record? The action continues now.
We're gonna just buggy around. We're gonna have Doc and Perry go one way, you and I go another, and we're gonna just spend the next few days scoping out and trying to find the biggest deer on the ranch. So we just covered the front of the property, come across a couple real good bucks, but nothing we want to kill, not big enough yet. We're gonna head down to another property I have right down the street here, and we're gonna look down through there. There's gonna be a lot more deer, but we're trying to find the Muy Grande.
Freddie's an interesting guy because when he gets the camo on, he is dead serious. A fantastic hunter and a great guide.
We are having a great time this morning. We've seen already 30 bucks. We're having fun. It's a beautiful day, calm. The key to this and finding the biggest deer is just ride till we spot them, and we get out, spot and stalk and bust them. Darren's after the biggest animal on the ranch. Well, every year he challenges me. He gives me something that is what I feel virtually impossible.
Freddie does really good under pressure, so I just keep adding it to him. Not to make his life miserable, it's just to make it more fun.
We're getting this thing done today. We put this in a month ago. It's already 3 inches tall. Buck Forage oats, it's this whole meadow. Like candy. That sweet taste, they love that. We saw about 35 bucks.
Did you really?
We saw 4 big bucks. Yeah, we saw several good deer. We saw 4 shooter bucks for almost anyone that would hunt. But Darren's looking for a 200-inch deer. We're gonna find him. Where persistence is the key to this game.
We're gonna do it. I can't wait. Unbelievable how many trophy class animals we're seeing. They're just everywhere.
As the ranch is growing, we're expanding on many levels of more ground. We work with Huntera Maps, and they've built us documentation and maps that we can strategically place all of our pinpoints of ponds and locations and ground blind sets as well as tree stands to be able to pinpoint, here's the way the elk move here, here's the way the deer go here. As clients roll into this place, we know that they're in the best scenario to have the best success possible because we're doing our homework.
Every time I come, Freddie's done some kind of improvements, from the lockers in the garage to the guide's quarters to the cameraman's quarters. Every year he's done some kind of improvements at the lodge, and then every year Freddie takes me around and shows me the improvements he's done on the ranch. Food plots, new stands, new blinds. I look forward to coming every year to see what he's done, next. I got a call that my dad was in the ER.
We've had a little bit of change of events. We all have a time and place in our lives where family members aren't doing real well, and he just found out his father's not doing real well. It's hard to see that his father's struggling with his health. Darin had asked me, Freddie, what should I do? I know Dad want me to be here on this hunt. And I said, let's make it a quick hunt, and then you bail and go see him. You need to be with your father.
I started hunting with my dad when I was 12, kind of like Freddie did.
But I love you, brother, and I know the feeling. I do.
My dad was there for my first deer, my first elk. My dad was a big part of why I got into hunting.
We're gonna find you a great deer and get you back there to see Dad.
Look how big the forks are in the front.
We found a great deer, awesome 190 class deer with kickers.
That's so crazy. Look, our property's there, our property's here. That's not ours. That's funny.
The first buck we encountered was a really nice buck.
We saw a good buck, didn't we? The way our property rolls around the bend, there's a piece in the middle that's not ours, and he's hanging out there. So we can't do anything about it. We're just gonna give him time, see if he wanders back on to the HR. And if he does, he'll be going home with Darin.
So we've all heard of the Bermuda Triangle, which is a very dangerous place to be.
Stay still, don't move.
Well, we have what you refer to as the Banderito Triangle. And that is a very dangerous place to be because it's a corner of the property where the deer can bounce in and out of there. You can bump them and they just go and then they leave the property. Well, this monster deer was in this little triangle piece of the ground. And we're like, how do you get them? Because you got to get over the fence line in order to start hunting them.
And it turned into a cat and mouse game.
He goes up here, so we come around this side, and he goes over here, and then we come back around this side.
Oh my Lord, are you kidding me?
Time is of the essence. Darin has a big muley in his sight, but the clock is running out. The Hollywood Hunter's gonna have to pull out all the stops to get Darin his trophy before the sun sets.
We found a great deer.
And it turned into a cat and mouse game.
He goes up here, so we come around this side, and he goes over here, and then we come back around this side.
He's not even looking at us. He's looking the other way now. We're just trying to figure out where the heck he's gonna go next. We're in that daylight.
Had a great stalk on that deer. But it ended up bolting and getting out of there. We were close to him, we just couldn't put it together. We were gonna have to make something else happen.
Unfortunately, the buck won the game that day.
A great attempt. We're in that daylight, so we know they're in the area. We're gonna go after them tomorrow.
Freddie is one of the best at knowing when to back off from pressuring an animal.
So here we are, another great morning at the Harteis Ranch, and we're excited because we're off chasing mule deer. We spotted a couple giants yesterday.
I think you got me a little too close to the deer.
I think that's the case. We're gonna kind of back off. We know this guy can shoot. He knocks down animals with the arm score at 1,000 yards, but let's see what he can do with the bow.
The second day, we were real confident we were gonna kill the buck we were playing the cat and mouse game with, but he didn't show up. I said, maybe that's not the buck my dad wanted me to kill. We just refocused.
He needs another year.
Not gonna find him.
We're in the general vicinity of where he was yesterday. We saw a bunch of deer, a bunch of bucks, but we're after a specific deer. We're gonna just give it a little bit of time and see if he does reveal himself again. The last evening of the hunt, I said a little prayer to my dad and said, hey, let's make something happen. Please help us. You know, Darin needs this for his father. His father's struggling with his health. Before you know it, we had this big 4x4 come off the hillside. And as it did with another big 4x4, we're glassing at quite a distance. And when Darin looks at me and asks me, what do you think? I know I'm gonna have to tell him I would take it.
Good deer.
We come down into this meadow and we stalked up on it, and it moved up on top of the hill, across the fence where we could get a shot.
We had to make sure he was in the property far enough.
Oh, okay, can you tell you how far he is?
It was almost like a magnet was put inside that deer, and we had the other end of that magnet, and that deer just came right to us.
This deer literally walked 15 yards in front of us.
We circled around and got in position.
Me and Freddie knew, hey, we're gonna get one chance at this buck. We can't play cat and mouse with him.
Take it. You whacked him. Perfect shot. Perfect shot.
That was unbelievable. I can't even. Heck of an awesome 4x4. Great buck, great deep forks. He's not the buck we've been after, but another great deer.
I have to leave in the morning. My dad's in the hospital, so I needed to leave early. It just worked out perfect, this deer coming and finding this deer tonight and getting him.
Right? Awesome.
There he is.
Yeah, look how beautiful he is. He's gorgeous.
He's gorgeous.
Wow, great front end, great back end. Beautiful buck, perfect. We only had a few days to get it done, but this is one of the most special, memorable hunts I've ever done. We knew it was going to be a quick hunt with your dad not doing incredibly well right now.
My first deer I killed was with a bow with my dad. Thank you, Dad, for getting me started in hunting. I killed this buck with you tonight, so thanks for getting me involved in the outdoors, and hopefully everybody watching this that has kids gets their kids out there and gets them involved.
Yes.
Best knife in the business. The Raptor Razor makes my life so much easier.
To me, hunting is a big part of family, big part of bonding with your family. All my daughters hunt, my son-in-law hunts. It's just a big part of family and bonding. Me and Freddie bond more every year that we're hunting together.
Armscore Ammo. Right on target, right on the price. Big R has what you need to enjoy the great outdoors. BigROnline.com. Excalibur Crossbows, the most accurate hunting crossbow. ExcaliburCrossbow.com. Ripcord Arrow Rest, Bowhunter's #1 selling fall-away rest. Scent Crusher. Scent off, game on. Hollywood Hunter is also brought to you by these fine sponsors. Presented by Conquest Scents and Raptor Razor. One muley down on the ground. Now it's Doc Russell's time to shine. His crossbow's locked and loaded, and the deer are roaming. The hunt is on.
So I've been after the Excalibur brand for the last 8 seasons. I mean, I love their stuff. It's one of the smoothest crossbows you could ever shoot. They're light, they're dependable, they're easy. I took it to Africa with me just recently and took a golden wildebeest and a sable, and there were 60+ yard shots, and it was like boom. Doc was wanting to do a crossbow.
To get a permit in Colorado, you have to have a disability. I do have a little shoulder injury that makes it difficult to shoot a regular bow.
When it comes to a scope, it has to be a 1 magnifying scope.
A 1 power scope is legal. So we got that scope on the crossbow. We're ready to rock and roll.
We had done that homework and everything is legit and good to go, and Doc's gonna go out and hammer that deer.
I've never hunted a buck in velvet before because we can't hunt whitetails in Pennsylvania. We don't have that opportunity. These bucks in velvet, it's just a new experience.
What do you think, Doc? Those are good bucks.
Seeing all these beautiful deer, we've seen some magnificent mule deer.
A big buck is that way because he is smart. I try to get everyone to understand you'll get 1 good opportunity. You better do it then, because like we did with Darin's hunt, we boogered that deer, pushed him, and then I still haven't seen him. It's been several days. We're seeing some giant deer, some of the biggest deer we've ever seen in our life. I'm excited just knowing they're here.
Which one do you think? I don't know. Let's shoot this one. Shoot that one. Yeah. How do you feel? Is it too far? Be patient. Just be patient. I'll tell you when. Watch the safety. Watch the trigger. 41.
The Excalibur crossbow was phenomenal. It was accurate. It was fast.
How do you feel?
I feel great.
Isn't he an awesome buck?
Excalibur crossbow.
Yes.
We didn't have to do any trailing on this animal at all, so that was tremendous.
Bigger than you think too. Look at this extra point on the inside and extra point here. Oh my gosh, another great hunt here at the Harteis Ranch. We chased these guys around. Instantly, this deer had blood coming out of his nose. Instantly.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, these crossbows are incredible. Mule deer hunting, isn't it amazing?
It is. It's so great to be with you, Freddie. This is my third time at the Harteis Ranch, and I'm hoping it's not going to be my last.
Where I come from, you want to eat what you harvest. Mr. Perry, he loves venison, and so he's going to have an opportunity to use that meat to make some good jerky.
The Harteis Ranch is like they say. It's a world-class experience.
My dad records every Hollywood Hunter TV shows. He wears the Hollywood Hunter shirts. He's just really proud of me for being a part of that.
That meat, it's organic, it's free range. It's what we all look for, especially in the cities. Well, come out on a hunt. Come enjoy the experience of God's creation and nature and be able to give back to the land. Not only are you harvesting, but you're selectively harvesting. That's important because that's part of this whole process.